the tea, she is served. Bonus points if you know what that's from. So first of all, I am so sorry that this video is so late. The original video that I planned for this week was one that I had been wanting to do for months, where I let you guys create a Love Never Dies drinking game for a friend and I. We used apple cider vinegar and cayenne kombucha as opposed to alcohol, but whatever. We did it, suffered horribly, but survived, only to have Universal block it for copyright. I thought I took all of the necessary steps to prevent that from happening, but guess not. So what I decided to do is upload it to Patreon and make it a special access for anyone who pledges. Because we did not nearly die to have that video never see the light of day. So, if you would like access to that video, all you have to do is pledge to my Patreon account. The link will be in the description below, and I will find a way to get it up there. Anyway, so I'm on a bit of a rant today. If you like drama, you'll want to stay tuned. So, the terms diva and prima donna are two you generally hear when describing people who are stuck up and just generally full of themselves. Well, those terms come from the fact that singers tend to be infamous for those traits. Prima donna literally means first lady in Italian, and it is in regard to the leading lady of an opera company. History with Emily. And our beloved phantom character Carlotta is the literal embodiment of that stereotype. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you some stories about my experiences with those real-life Carlottas. First story I'll share is one that a friend of mine actually experienced. So I had just joined the youth ensemble of my local opera company, and this friend of mine had been with them for a year or two already. She had therefore done a few operas with them by this point and had all of the tea. She then tells me about when they did Carmen the previous season. This woman that they hired for the title role was so crazy that she at one time actually started screaming at everyone because she was brought the wrong brand of bottled water. Another Carlotta that I've seen personally was in an acting troupe that I was involved with as a teenager. This girl was older than the rest of us, which I think only added to her power trip. She was very talented. Yes, that was unquestionable, but I swear she thought the sun shone out of her ass. She was horrible to everyone, pitched fits until she got leads. It was just generally difficult. Nobody missed her when she aged out of the troupe, I can tell you that much. Here's where the rant really starts to come in. As most people know, sopranos are some of the most notorious singers for being divas. Being a soprano myself, I always tend to feel like whenever I tell someone that I am, their immediate thought is something along the lines of, oh, her ego is probably the size of the opera houses she'll never sing in. But whatever people might assume about me, we have been given a very bad rep. Now, if you're a professional opera singer, working hard, doing your thing, being successful, more power to you. While humility is generally more becoming in a person, you at least have something to stand on. But let's talk about lazy choral soprano divas, especially the ones that you'll find in your high school or even college choir. Now, this group that I sang with had some singers as young as 17 or 18, and I was in my mid-20s. It basically felt like high school. This was not a professional group. You didn't really have to audition to be in it. But I was able to peg the choral soprano divas from day one. Our director was trying to give beginning of season announcements, And while she's talking, this bitch, who I guarantee had just graduated from my old high school, the one that I hated, she interrupts her, raises her hand, and says, "Are we gonna talk about attendance? Because that was a big problem last season." I saw our director's face, who was a total sweetheart, so she didn't call her out on this bullshit kiss-assery. She was just like, did she really just... I was new at this point, and she obviously saw my reaction because I can't control my face. And she locked eyes with me for a second with this look that was just like, this is what I put up with. And then another girl did something similar like 2 minutes later. I don't remember what topic she was on about, but we get it. You care so much about this group. Let the woman talk. These are also the same girls that don't pay one fuck of attention when it's time to sing. I look over one day, and this bitch next to me is playing fucking online Go Fish with the other brown noser from day one in front of her. Meanwhile, we're in a somewhat difficult passage in a piece, and a few of the sopranos aren't sight reading terribly confidently. Now, I had a little bit of an advantage because I had done this piece before and was able to kind of help some of the other girls out. But still, I am one person. If you two were really such hot shit, maybe I wouldn't be the only goddamn soprano you heard if you would just put your fucking phones away. But that's not even the end. You want to talk divas? The attendance master bitch, had a mini shit fit when she got moved from soprano to alto 1 for one fucking piece. She was literally going to go to the superior of our director and ask to be moved back. Look, I've been soprano 1 my whole life. It's just where I've always been put. But I love singing alto. If you ever need an extra alto, I am here for it. It's more challenging because it requires you to have a better ear and better sight reading skills. And those full-bodied mezzo voices are just freaking gorgeous. Something I, as a light lyric coloratura, will never have. And it's just something different. They call us stupid sopranos because we tend to be the worst sight readers since we pretty much always have the melody. When I was with the youth opera company, my director found out that I had a pretty good chest voice and actually put me and my friend, the one who had the T, on the tenor line of a piece because we didn't have enough. I was fucking ecstatic. It was so crazy and so cool. But this bitch, nope. Alto 1 was just beneath her or something. What the fuck? Now for my last story, let's take a little trip down memory lane to high school. We're preparing for OSSAA, or whatever it's called, contest, as we called it, even though it wasn't a competition really. And have broken up to do sectionals. All the sopranos are in a practice room, and here's me and my friends trying to get down to work. This is my intended career path, so, you know, I don't mess around when it comes to stuff like this. And my friends, though they didn't really plan on taking it outside of school, they just had enough respect for the art to do as we were told. But these couple of bitches in the corner are all giggling and not doing shit. I hated that school already, and the only reason I even took choir was for practice's sake and to keep my sight reading skills up to par. So I was already not in a good mood just from being in that class. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking went off. I was just like, we have contest in 2 days. Are we going to fucking sing now? And then this bitch is like, I already got this. Give it to me as a solo. I could do the whole thing by myself. I'll never forget my best friend piping up and just saying, "Hun, you're really not that good." Alright, so feel free to share in the comments your experiences with real life Carlottas, or your high school or college's lazy choral soprano divas, because we all had at least one. Stay fantastic with a PH, and keep your hand at the level of your eyes. Bye!